Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby. And I am back with another video. So, like, I am, I don't know what to say. Like, I was just so scared to do this. Not scared, but nervous to do this video because one little incident became a huge issue in 5.2 seconds. And what I'm saying is basically, as you see as a title, I had to quench my thirst for a second. I got a comment from supporters saying, go to check out Chris' page, his Facebook page, his IG page. Mind you, I don't follow Chris on IG. I follow him on Facebook. So I went to, I'm like, Zay was saying, oh, it's something sad. And I'm thinking sad, like, what happened to him? Like, I know he ain't died. I mean, what happened? What could possibly had happened? So I went on his page and I see a picture of Selena and him, and then I look under it and he made a comment. And so I see that it says something of the matter of I heard that they're trying to basically like discredit him from Selena's legacy. And he was like, go for it. And at first I was just like, go for it. Excuse me, Chris? Why are you saying go for it? Like, why are you letting that happen? Like, come on now. Of all things, you let that happen. But then I read it over again, and then I looked at the picture. And the picture, and pictures tell 1,000 words. A picture can tell 1,000 words. And he chose the right picture to use for that message. And it wasn't, he's saying go for it in a sarcastic way. Like, go ahead, do what you want to do. We all know the truth. We all know how she feels up and felt about me. We all know how much I felt about her and how much she is impacting my life and how much I'm meant to her and how much she means to me and all that good stuff. So go right ahead, but we all know the truth. That's where I got from that message after I read it again. And then I looked at that picture. If you really like look at Selena's face, that is the best face to use for that instance. That's a bitch wrestling face. Like he said, go for it. That face that she made in that picture, like, yeah, go for it. This is my man. I love him. He loves me. Look at how I'm touching his neck, grabbing on his neck for dear life. This is mine. He's mine. You made him better once, but I got him all the time. That's that. That actual song is like their theme song, especially for this instance, because that song tells his ex-wife, the mother of his kids, and any other woman that try to get with him. That face on her, that look on Selena's face in that picture is like, yeah, okay, he's mine. You may have had him once, but I got him all the time. I got his whole heart. And when we meet again, oh, we gonna be together. We gonna make up for lost time. So yeah, he picked the right picture for that. So at first, I were reading other comments from like fans of his, and they were saying, oh, he's upset. And at first I was like, you really think he's upset at that? Like, I really thought he wasn't upset at that because, yeah, I felt like he was numb. I felt like he was numb about, the quinceañeras coming at him, because this has not been the first time he's been attacked by that family. Excluding Marcella, because, of course, I have no hard feelings for Marcella. Like, I really feel like she's the only one other than Selena that has been there to support him and all of that. So, when like if you've been in an abusive relationship or whatever, where, the person may constantly physically harm you or verbally harm you or whatever, you eventually come immune to that. So I felt like in this instance, he had just become immune to the abuse, the verbal, the mental abuse that he received from the Quintanilla family, especially AB and Abraham and Suzette. Well, mainly Suzette and Abraham. That he become immune to it to the point where it don't even fucking bother him no more, because he knows that he don't have to go there with him, and he's not going to go there with him, because out of respect for Selena and out of his dignity. Like, he got people that still look up to him, and that he want to make sure he, withstand a positive role model to his fans and also to Selena's legacy, because Selena maintained a certain character when she was, in her everyday life and in the public eye. So he wants to instill that same characteristic in himself. So he could have, went there with them, but he chose not to. He chose, like his manager said, he and himself took the high road. He just like, okay, deuces, you say this about me, you can say whatever you want about me, but we all know the truth. It don't matter. I loved her, she loved me, we were a happy family, all that good stuff. So if you think that I'm this and that and the other, fine, by all means, think what you want. But he ain't say all that. That's just the attitude he was giving. Like, you can say whatever you want about me. It's not going to break me. I'm going to still do me. I'm going to still make my music. I'm going to still make my money. I'm going to still keep Selena's legacy alive with or without you. Bam. And that's what he's been doing for X amount of years. And it's been doing well for him. And I think that that's what makes Abraham upset. That Chris is not bothered by this. He wants to bother Chris. He wants to get on his toes. He wants to piss Chris off, but he see that it's not phasing him. It wasn't phasing him for all these years, because that's what he expects from him, because that's what Abraham and them did. They basically bullied him for a very long time, and he just became immune to it. Like, whatever, that's whatever. If that's what you want to do, if that's what makes you sleep at night, by all means, continue to do you. That's the mentality Chris was given. So kudos to him. But this moment, like I said, that's why I thought he was upset. But actually, his manager, I read in the article, it stated that his manager being interviewed by a radio personality, and Chris manager has explained to the radio personality that's a fan of Chris, told Chris manager that, I guess they visited the museum or whatever the case may be, that the pictures of Chris were removed, and that the Quintanilla family was trying to exclude him from her legacy. And so he went back and told Chris, and he said that Chris was indeed upset about it, because what they had was real, and nobody can take that away, and it's not fair. And he has every right to be upset, but like I said, I thought he wouldn't be upset, because this has happened so many times with the Quintanillas targeting Chris for different things, that I thought he just became numb to it. So he spoke out about it. He said, oh, I heard that this is happening. Okay, go for it. Do what you want. But that's what I'm saying. Do what you want to do, but we all know the truth. That's where I got from that. We all know the truth. That's why he put that classic picture of them two on there, to show Selena's face like, yeah, go for it. But you ain't going to win. That's the type of face she was giving off. So, then the incident with Suzette posting up a video about the picture being removed. No, matter of fact, I'm going to show a clip of her showing everybody the pictures that was on the wall of Chris, and I guess she was trying to prove the people that it wasn't removed. And so here it is.
Museum. How do you like our setup for the social distancing? So I just want to show you guys something. So this room is full of a whole bunch of pictures. And for anybody, I don't know who went and told Chris that we took down photos of him in cell. It's just not true. As you can see, they are there. I love that picture of her. So people just need to chill out and stop hating. That's a really cool picture of us. That's me behind him. Probably my skinniest I've ever been. Anyway, hope you guys can understand that everything you read on social media is not true. Hey guys.
Okay, so this is my opinion about it. That's bullshit. Like, I know that that's the Selena Museum, and of course, most of the pictures of Selena are huge. But why the fuck is Chris' picture like a wallet-sized picture, almost as small as this? And this smells so good. Almost as small as this. This is how small the picture looked. One of the pictures looked. And another picture is just as small as this. And it was another that was maybe a little bit bigger than this, but it's like all the pictures of Chris were like wallet-sized motherfucking pictures in the cut somewhere. Now, I'm not saying that she removed those pictures, but I would understand why people would think that there were no pictures of him, because myself, if I was there, I probably would accidentally look past those pictures because they're so small and all the other pictures were huge. So I'm just like, why is all the pictures of Chris in the museum, that's in the museum, small as shit, but everybody else's picture is huge? That doesn't make sense to me. Two, this is the Selena Museum, so everything in this should be about Selena. Chris was a huge part of Selena's life. Not a little portrait part, a huge part of her life. She was the love of his life. He was the love of her life. The picture that should have been, one of the pictures that should have been on the wall blown up was the picture of him and her when she was at Suzette's wedding, when it looked like she was wearing a wedding gown, but she was actually wearing the bridesmaids. That picture is a huge picture. That should have been a huge picture up there of them in that museum. I'm just saying. And a few other, like the picture of her and him on the motorcycle, that should have been on the wall. That picture of them two kids, like looking like they about the kids, the little wallet-sized motherfucking picture, that picture should have been big, at least medium-sized, like at least this big. It's like, it's very easy to miss. His pictures was very easy to miss because they were fucking small. They knew what the fuck they were doing, shady asses. Now, the pictures in the hallway that leads to the museum.
Guys, so this is a hallway to the museum. And this hallway is lined with tons of posters. And I just wanted to show you guys that, look, there's Chris. I mean, it's just ridiculous for anyone to make a comment, or even for Chris to go out there and throw that out there into the universe and believe whatever he's been told, because clearly we cannot Photoshop you out, and we wouldn't want to. It's just ridiculous. So everybody just needs to calm down. There's bigger things going on in this world. Guys, so this
I really don't. I mean, at first I was like, okay. At first I was thinking like, she had to have put those pictures up on the wall, because the way at first it seemed like the way she was showing people the Chris pictures on the hallway wall was like she was trying to hurry up and look for it, so it won't seem like what they were saying was true, because it just came off like that Chris walking down and saying something like trying to play it off Chris, and I'm just like, but don't you walk down these halls every day? Don't you work here? Shouldn't you already know what's on the wall, what's not? Like but I don't know if that's true that she took those pictures off. So I'm not going to really talk about that, because that really didn't give me, because I kept watching it and I'm like, well, I give her a pass on that one, because I can't really say that she really removed them and then put pictures of him just to film it. I don't know. But I will say that was some bullshit and shady shit with the pictures inside of the museum, because those motherfucking pictures are small as shit, while all the other pictures was huge. That's some bullshit. The picture of their marriage, I don't know if they have I don't know if they have a framed picture of their marriage certificate, but that should also been blown up and been on that wall. But hey, I ain't in charge of that. That's them. That's I don't know. I'm just wow. So now, a lot of people are confused, just like myself, about why does this family hate him so much? Because I'm gonna use the word hate, because that's what they're displaying, especially Abraham. He hates him. He hates Chris. And this is my theory of why he hates him. The first theory: he is afraid of losing all control over Selena. When Selena was alive and, all of that, he was afraid of that, because before he put his whole trust in Chris, because before he found out that they were dating, that's the only person he would call to watch over Selena. He could have called on Joe, Ricky, Bobby, and Mike. Let me stop. He could have called Ricky, Joe, Suzette, AB, who is the big brother. He could have called any of them. Don Shelton. He could have called any of them to watch over her, but no, he chose Chris. And Chris, being the casual, cool person he assumed, well, maybe because we were closer in age. I don't think that had anything to do with it. I just think that he just was he really trusts him. And until the point where he found out by her sister that they were dating, and I will get into that in a minute, and they were dating, it pissed him off. Now, he didn't want them to date, for my opinion, was because he felt like he was going to be an influence, that Chris was going to be an influence in her decision making, in terms of like her career changes or whatever. Like, I felt like he felt like Chris was going to be in the way. So we already know that Abraham works Suzette and the band to the bone. Like, he makes sure they have busy schedules. So he probably felt like Chris was going to intervene and try to, encourage Selena. You need to take some breaks. You need the time off. You need to do this. You need to focus on this and that. So he probably was afraid that he was going to come between her and the career and his management, skills and stuff. So I really felt like he was afraid that he was going to, mess up that. Try to get her to get her mind off of the career. Not get her mind off of the career, but that he was going to be a distraction, basically. Also, I feel like he was afraid and also because I feel like he was afraid that he was only with her for the money and the fame and to get his career off the ground as a guitarist. That's how I felt that's why he didn't want them dating. Now, when they got married, he became afraid of Chris. Not physically afraid of him, but just the hierarchy of order of things he was afraid of, because he is now the husband. So he is the first point of contact when it comes to the men in her life. The husband is first now. The husband is the one that makes the decisions and all that. And, because Abraham is so old school and so bullheaded, that he probably thought he was just like him, that all men are probably like him and how he runs things. But in reality, Chris was nothing compared to Abraham. Chris was totally different. He was like an angel compared to Abraham. He was nowhere near controlling. He was nowhere near manipulative. He was nowhere near money hungry. He was nowhere near greedy. He was nowhere near aggressive towards Selena. None of that. He was very much supportive. He was very much loving, tender, patient, romantic, all of that. very chilled, laid back, shy type of person. And he was like a breath of fresh air when it came to Selena, because he was like one of the only persons other than her mom. He was the only other person that was only there for her. That he was like, she didn't have to feel like the weight of the world was on her when she was with him. She felt like her normal self, a normal human being. And that's the side he loved about her. Now, he liked and was infatuated by the singer Selena, but he was in love with the person. And so she realized that she can really let herself go with him and vice versa. So that in itself was amazing to both of them. So no one really saw the true side of Chris but her, because they grew to be best friends. And that kind of love is rare. And so, and I think Abraham knew, but he was so bullheaded and so stubborn that he just didn't want to believe it. But I do believe he knew that they genuinely love each other, but he just didn't want that for her. He didn't want that for her with him, because he wanted to be the only man in her life. He wanted to be the only one that was in control of her life. But he knew now that they got married, that shit is out the water. But the difference was, like I said, Chris wasn't the type that wanted to be in control of her. Because when they got married, he was nowhere. He didn't want that control. He didn't want to have that control over her life. He wanted her to live her life and do what she wanted to do, as a person, as an entertainer. He wasn't trying to get in the way of that. But he also was trying to focus on himself as well, trying to focus on his career as well, because he did not want to become a backup, guitarist in her band forever. He wanted to one day become a solo artist, and that's what he was. But he wasn't doing that. He wasn't using Selena for that. He already was doing things prior to meeting her and being in her band. But yeah, I think that he was afraid of the hierarchy, of things, the order of things once they got married, because because the way he run his household and his marriage, he assumed that's probably how Chris is going to do. Oh, he's going to take my position and power because now that's her husband. But he wasn't even thinking that way. And you see the moment 2 months after she died, he's hand over papers and had him sign over his rights. Like, that's why I really felt like he had something to do with her death. Because your ass, out of all the shit that's been going on, you found the urge to go to the courts, get a document to have the husband sign over his rights to you, so you can have full control over everything, because that's all you care about is control and money. And that's why you didn't want them married, because of control and money. But that's not what Chris wanted. But see, and that just proves that Chris, there's two sides of this. Now, Chris was indeed naive for even signing over that shit. But then again, he probably was like, you know what? It ain't even worth it, because Selena ain't here for me to enjoy the fruits of our labor. So you can have it. Bye. So that was very mature of him, but it was also naive of him, because if he didn't sign off on it, we will be getting a series that he directed the right way. But hey, I don't know. And I'm looking at the wrong lens. I'm sorry. I don't know. But forgive me on that. Yeah. So I think that, like I said, I think why he dislikes Chris is because he was afraid of losing control over Selena's life. He was afraid that Chris was using her for money and fame and to get his career off the ground. And also he was afraid of losing his hierarchy, because he's the husband, and usually things switch up once the person gets married. But in reality, Chris wasn't even caring about that. Now, why he disliked him to this day, even after, I think he's just jealous of Chris, because Chris ain't phased by all this bullshit. When you've been picked on for so many years, bullies feed off of fear, feed off of misery. And because Chris is not miserable, and because Chris is not fearful of them, and because he really don't phase them like that, that pisses them off because they want a rise out of him. Right now, they probably, oh, he mad, big mad, but really, usually he's not. He's real casual with it, and that probably pisses them off because they don't get the reaction that they want from him. So that's why he's been taking the high road, because that's sometimes you have to, because that's where you're considered the true winner, when you just take the high road and you just be like, you know what, do you, boo, I'm doing me over here. But that's where I think why he don't like him. And I just think he's just so stubborn that he just holds grudges for no reason, because there's no reason why you should dislike Chris, because Chris never done anything to that man. Never. Nothing. Nothing. Now, I could understand why he would be upset because they eloped, but they had no choice, they felt like, because you wasn't letting them breathe. You wasn't letting them be in a relationship. You wouldn't just let them be adults. So they feel like, okay, so since you won't let us be together, you have no choice but to accept us when we take these vows. Boom. So with Suzette, now before Selena passed, I feel like I said in another video, Suzette was secretly in love with Chris, in my opinion. She had a crush on him. They were friends, like I said in another video, they were friends before Chris and Selena became close. They were like close friends, like brother type, sister type friends. They were close. And then he started talking to Selena, and then they became close and, laugh and joke and all that, and he started to have feelings for Selena. Now, I think that when he was close with Suzette, I think Suzette, had some type of feelings for him. I mean, I wouldn't blame her. He is an attractive guy, but he didn't probably see any signs, or if she was given any signs that she was flirting with him or anything. But I don't think he saw her in that way, not because she was overweight, but just because he just didn't see her in that way. But, like I said, I know she was jealous, because we women, we know, for one, ain't no woman that ain't got nothing going on with someone, that don't have some type of crush or something with someone, is going to be upset when they see him with someone flirting together. She's like, oh gosh, and then stormed out the bus and slammed it, and told the one person that they told her not to tell, and she told. That to me is a sign that she had ill feelings towards them being together, because she wanted to be in Selena's place. She wanted to be the girl that he was with. That's what really Suzette, that's why Suzette was pissed, because she wanted to be his girl. But he wasn't into her like that, because he didn't see her in that light. And like I said, in another video I did, I was saying I can identify with her in a certain aspect. She was always overweight. She, I'm sure, was always constantly compared with Selena, or overshadowed by Selena's appearance. A lot of people overlook Suzette because of Selena, because Selena was the pretty one, the slim, the curvy one, in all the right places, the one with the big personality, the one that has this nice, pleasant personality, like almost kind of like the perfect girl, and that everyone wants. And they tend to overlook Suzette because they got this masterpiece here, and then they just got her. Not saying she ain't pretty. She's a pretty girl. She was never ugly. She was overweight. There's a lot of overweight pretty people. I don't understand, like, whatever. So, but of course, if you don't have high self-esteem, you don't see what other people may see. And so that was part of the issue with her. Why do I say this? Because of explain the bus incident, and also because in a recent video when she was showing the pictures, and that small ass pictures of Chris, there was a picture of Chris and some of the members of the band, and she was directly behind him. She pointed out, that's the skinniest I've ever been. Of all the things to say, you talk about your weight. So obviously a weight has been an issue with her for a long time. Like with me, weight has been an issue with me all the time. My weight always go up and down. So I can understand why she felt that way. So she may have felt low self-esteem because of her appearance, because she probably used to be constantly overlooked because of Selena and how, you know, trim figure she was and all of that. So that stemmed from her snitching on them. So, and that's why I think that she was jealous of Selena, because she was constantly overlooked. And I say this because, like I said in another video, I know how that feels, because I have cousins who are lighter than me, and I was constantly overlooked by, you know, men. They will you know, compliment my cousins, but they don't say nothing to me. And I think it was because I was a little darker than them. I don't know, and it always used to hurt me, and it pissed me off, because it's like, well, damn, I mean, what the fuck? So you kind of like question yourself and question your appearance, or question your self-esteem. Your self-esteem lowers because of things like that, especially in a consistent basis. So I can identify with Suzette in terms of that, but I still wouldn't, if I was her, I still wouldn't snitch. But she was real low. She stooped real low for snitching on them. But to now, post, you know, after Selena passed, I don't know why she really don't like him. Like I said, I'm confused just like everybody else is. Maybe, you know, because he you know, remarried a few years after she passed and had children. Maybe some of the Nia family was a little mad about that, because they knew that Selena, that was something that they were planning on, him and Selena was planning on doing. And that was something that Selena really wanted, was to have children. And the fact that he, you know, remarried and had children by somebody else, that may have pissed them off in a way. I don't know. But I mean, but look on the bright side. He ain't with the girl anymore, so why y'all mad? I mean, yeah, he still got kids by her, but he ain't with her no more. And allegedly, I've read that and I heard that it was because he had a drinking problem. He was battling drugs and alcohol due to the loss of Selena, that it still carried him, the weight on him. And I also heard that, and I think I did read that like years ago, that when they were together, he kept a lot of, and he still do keep a lot of stuff that belonged to him and Selena. And the ex-wife was upset at that, and she allegedly was trying to sell a lot of Selena things or give or throw away. He got pissed off with her with that, and she, you know, was done with it. She was like, I'm tired. It felt like she probably felt like she was being constantly in competition with a ghost, or with, you know, someone that's no longer here. Like, I'm your wife, you're still grieving, you're still in love with your late wife, like, I'm here. And I can understand her thought process if that were the case, because, you know, that could be hard on someone to try to love you and love on them, but they're in love with someone else from their past. But you have to understand, she died prematurely. Like, they were in love. They still in love, but I mean, they had a bond that nobody ever measured up to. So you got to understand, like, that carries him forever. Now, he has, you know, gotten better over the years, and of course he learned to live with it, and he can live his life in a great way, but that still carries him throughout his life. That weight still carries him. He just knows how to cope with it. There's a difference. He's not over it. He's not over her. He just learned how to cope. So I don't know, but I just don't. I don't know why they don't like the man. I really don't know, because I don't know. Now, with AB issue, I think the AB bipolar, to me, because one minute he seemed like he got his head on straight, that he's cool with Chris and everything else. Then this next minute, I'm hearing like these outbursts he had, kind of like a Kanye. Like, I don't know what's wrong. He's a loose cannon. Like, he had that Bobby Brown tendencies. Like, he just think he the shit. He just think he could say whatever he want and not get reconstrued and not get, you know, any consequences behind it. So I don't know. I think he is just feeling himself a little bit too much, and I think he might be bipolar or have some type of mental issue. So, but I'm going to talk about him in another video because there's something that I've been thinking about in regards to him, and I may get backlash for it, but this is just my opinion about him. I'm not saying it is true, but it's just my opinion. But I will save that for another video about AB. So, but I mean, I don't know if y'all gonna be disappointed about this video because it's not really much I can really say about it, but I do feel like Chris is moving in silence. I feel like he got something brewed up. I feel like he's taking some legal measures, like doing some good research to fight against the quinceañeras so he can get the things he should have had 20 something years ago. And I think he's like doing his work, doing his research to get, to win his side and all of that. So I really think he's brewing up some things and then letting it out when the time is right. That's why I feel that's probably why he's taking the high road. Not only because he's mature, but I think he got something brewing up for the quinceañeras. And I think it's gonna hit them motherfucking hard. I think it is, and I think it is. And then also my opinion about why she posted all these videos, Suzette, because I feel as though, like what someone else said in the comments, if you know that what they are saying is false about you photoshopping him out of pictures or taking down pictures and shit, then why do you feel the need you have to prove anything? What do you need to prove it for? So obviously there's some truth to it, because there are people that go in and out of that museum every day to visit. And obviously whoever was in that museum must have saw something that wasn't right, and they told him about it. And I don't think they just gonna lie on him like that. For what? He didn't do anything wrong. So, and then for you to put up a video to try to prove something when all you did was look even extra bad, because you got nothing but wallet-sized pictures of Chris inside the museum that you've shown. Now, it may be bigger pictures of Chris somewhere else in the museum, but the ones that she shown was small as fuck. And I wouldn't blame anybody for overlooking that, because it's small as hell compared to all the other big pictures that's on the walls. And that pictures that should have been in there. So I don't know what type of justice she was trying to pull, but it didn't work. Do I have anything else? Am I missing anything else? I think that's it for now. If I find out more, or if there were, like I said, Chris was talking back and forth with some people. They were saying, well, why do you believe what somebody else said if it didn't come out the horse's mouth? And he was basically saying that you don't know the details, like that this family has been coming at me for a long time. Like he was saying that they've been saying nasty things to him in the comments, like on social media, and then they delete it and all of that. He didn't go into detail of what they said, but he said that they can't, they didn't say some nasty, rude things about him on social media or probably in personal situations, and it just never came up. Yeah. So, like I said, that's my opinion about it. I mean, I really don't know much more to say about it. All I know is this is all blown out of proportion. It's just, it shouldn't have gotten this far, because that family knows that they done that man wrong for years. And they know, oh yeah, I forgot to say. In another article that I read, they interviewed Abraham Quintanilla about the rumors about taking the pictures off the walls of Chris. He gonna sit up there and say, we would never do that. He is a part of Selena's legacy. Bitch, you a lie, and you know it, because you didn't even want him with her. You called him a cancer to the family in his fucking face when Selena was alive. So how the fuck you gonna lie and say that he was a part of her legacy when you called him a fucking cancer, when the person you should have been calling a cancer was your damn self and Yolanda? motherfucker. Are you fucking kidding me? You think anybody in their right mind will actually believe that shit? Sorry for this, it ripped. I don't give a fuck. This is just something I slipped on. But yeah, like, you really think somebody in their right mind gonna believe that bullshit that you're trying to spit out, saying, oh, I believe he is a part of her legacy. You don't even like the damn man. You don't even acknowledge him. Like, what the fuck you saying? You lying. You just trying to make yourself look good, but all it does is make you look like a complete asshole-ish liar that you are. Abraham Quintanilla. And I'm looking somewhere else when I should be looking over there. But whatever. So, Abraham Quintanilla. You're a liar. You're a bullshitter. And you are a disgrace. That's all I got to say. And, I don't know. I mean, like I said, if I find something else, then I'll talk about it. But as of right now, that's my opinion about the whole situation. Some bullshit. I've been saying all this for months now on all my other videos. If you haven't watched them, watch them. I told you that family ain't all there. I told y'all. I said it. I got some vibes from that book. Y'all need to get that book, that Chris book. He was throwing out hints in that book. That family ain't right at all. At all. So that's all I got for today. Comment, subscribe, leave a message, follow me, all that good stuff, view, and I will be back with another video. Peace.